Something doesn't add up. Let's wait for the gun to like calibrate whatever bullshit. So does it always... I gotta drive slow to get like the benefits of the gun. Does it always... Does it ever reset or does it stay like that? Because at least if it stays like that all the time, then okay. Oh shit, the Ram Brigade is coming. The Ram Police. Oh no, once you shoot, it's gone. Pfft, this is such a piece of shit. Once you shoot, it's gone, man. Wow. This ability is wank. As soon as you shoot, it's all gone. I don't really see what this adds like on top of a normal Leopard, really. It's just not worth it. It's accurate, but like so is a Leopard. So basically what? I have to wait until one line charges up just so I can have the same accuracy as a Leopard? And after that, like, the accuracy becomes better? What is this like annoying interface when you're fully loaded? I don't see the point of that. Also, I'm not really like feeling that dispersion that you're supposed to be getting, you know? Minus 40% dispersion at max levels. Because the gun still blooms a lot when you're driving, so... This is a perfect case of diminishing returns, man. When you add too much of like one stat. And this also takes way longer to aim. Like, this takes longer to aim than the Tier 10 Leopard. I didn't even notice until now. This feels like it takes longer to aim than the Leopard. So this tank, it has worse base stats than the Leopard. That's crazy. So you have to wait for like at least one line to charge, so you have like the same base stats as a Leopard. Hello, dummy. Yeah, this is underwhelming. Definitely not worth it. I don't see what the point is. Porken kaffa. I'm dead. Oh. I play my Leopard without vertical stabs and the gun is laser. Yeah, this is not really worth it. Another case of like you get a little bit more penetration and... Is this even more pen? What's the standard pen of the Leopard? I think it's 276, right? You get a little bit more penetration, and I would say that the heat ammo is a downgrade for this tank. Because APCR was great on the Leopard. I don't think it needed heat. Yeah, this is not really worth it. It looks so cool when like the smoke goes out. Thank goodness I started with the heavies first, because I would have been like very disappointed. I would have been terribly disappointed. Yeah, like this tank just doesn't really offer any upgrade going from the Leopard. It's very underwhelming. I feel like they just didn't have any idea of what to do with this tank, and they just thought of this mechanic. I don't know. This is definitely not worth it. Not at all. Very underwhelming. At least if he had like some armor or something, you know? Ability to bounce a shot or something, but... I hope they can like make some change. I wonder if they would like be willing to make some changes and like nerf the T103 before the patch. Before we get it on EU, because that shit is gonna break a lot of games. Yeah, this is just not worth it. It doesn't feel like an upgrade going from the Leopard. Like, how the fuck is this even like balanced? This tank gets the ability to get a bit better accuracy and dispersion once you wait for the gun to charge. Meanwhile, the KR rams an IS-7 for 2000 damage. How is this like even remotely like balanced? Who thought of these things? I don't understand. How do you make the heavy tanks so good, but the sniper tanks so bad? Well, minus the STRV. The STRV is lovely. But the STRV is lovely precisely because it has armor, you know? Like the heavies. So... yeah, like until one of the lines charges it, like it feels worse than the Leopard, you know? Accuracy is worse and it takes longer to aim, I feel like. Only after the other lines start charging, then... yeah. But it's not a big difference, like... I really don't notice it, man. Going from the tier 10 Leopard to this, like with the gun fully loaded, like it's... I guess the dispersion is noticeable, right? You can just zoom, 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 but like with a tier 10 Leopard, okay, it blooms more, but like once you stopped, it aims super fast, so... it's not really a big difference between the tanks. Like there's no benefit, man. It's like so not worth it going from tier 10 to this. It totally isn't. You just don't feel the upgrade. At least if the tank would have gotten some super duper penetration or something, but... yeah. It's disappointing. Okay, so basically what we have here is just another case of no upgrade going from tier 10 to tier 11, right? The base stats are better on the Leopard, on the tier 10 Leopard. That's crazy. Tier 10 Leopard gets better accuracy in whatever, like, with the base stats. Until you charge like one line of this tank, you're worse than a Leopard. After you charge one, you're the same. And after you charge the other ones, you'll have like better dispersion and like accuracy, so... The only way this would have been viable is if once the gun charges, it would stay there permanently. If they would stay there permanently, okay, I would understand. It's a good upgrade, right? The gun charges, you get the nice dispersion, whatever, even though it's not really a big difference from Leopard to this. Leopard like blooms more when you move around, I guess, than this tank when it's fully charged. But like once you stop and aim, the Leopard like aims super fast, so there's just no... There's barely any difference, you know, like it's just not worth it. No point in upgrading. It's such a small upgrade, and like I said, for this tank in particular, I think the law of diminishing returns apply. Like the tier 10 Leopard is already so accurate and the gun is so nice. Trying to make the gun better on this tank is just not worth it. You don't feel the upgrades, right? It's good that you have 450 alpha, you got bigger alpha, but like I feel they should have went in a different direction or something. Because the tier 10 Leopard is already very good, so the only way this would feel better is maybe if they nerf the tier 10 Leopard, which I hope they never do, because it's a nice tank. But yeah, no point in upgrading, right? Like it's basically a Leopard and once it's such a small bonus too, like every time you shoot, the gun charge like disappears, right? It starts loading again, so it's such a small bonus. You're a worse Leopard until you wait for the gun to reload, for the gun to charge. And after it fully charges, the only thing you notice is the better dispersion, right? Like you move left and right, the gun stays small, but that wasn't a problem anyways for the Leopard. It never was a problem. And as soon as you shoot, that's gone too, right? So there's absolutely no point in upgrading. It's just tier per tier, the tier 10 Leopard is just better. You're gonna upgrade for a little bit like bigger alpha and HP? I don't think so. No point in upgrading. Kind of disappointing, unfortunately.